What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Goat Shed Sports Podcast. As always, I'm Nick Connect, and alongside me is the knee-slapping Jacob Bowles. Jacob, how you doing
Ooh.
today?
Oh, I'm fantastic. That was a good one, Nick.
I know. Oh,
Well, anyways, we are officially ready for NBA playoff basketball.
starts tomorrow.
It all starts tomorrow. This is Saturday morning. We're recording this.
Sunday morning.
Sunday. You were correct. Sunday
Oh.
morning. And, yeah, the play-in game happened last night. We'll talk about that. The
Such a good
all
game.
NBA bubble teams, the performers who stood above the rest, who in these 8 games have just been. There's a lot of good
Yeah.
players, but I mean these 10 guys.
I was really surprised with those All NBA bubble teams or whatever that they did it positionless. Because I made a prediction on our TikTok, and I got so much flack for not putting Luca there, but putting like T.J. Warren there, and I forget. I think I put Giannis or maybe Kristaps for the other forward, and everyone's like, "Luca's better." I was like, "Luca's a guard, buddy," and he was like, "No, he's a forward." I was like, "No, he's listed as a guard. He would be on this, but he's a guard." D-Book and Damian Lillard. I got so much flack, and then they went and put him on the first team. I'm like, "Oh, so they did position?" Because if I knew they were doing positionless, yeah, Luka was on there, but I mean, he wasn't better than D-Book or the unanimous bubble MVP, Damian Lillard.
Oh, spoiler. Well, I guess we could start off with that. The all NBA bubble teams, like you said, Dame, who won the MVP, James Harden, Luca, Devin Booker, T.J. Warren. I mean, they speak for themselves.
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
Dame and James Harden had 50 plus or near 50 plus point games this bubble. So does T.J. Warren, obviously, the first 50-point
Yeah,
game.
that 52 bomb that caught everyone off guard.
I mean, Devin Booker led the Suns to an 8-0 record during the bubble,
They were so close, bro.
but still fell so short of making the playing game as it was the Grizzlies and the Trailblazers, with the Trailblazers having the 8th spot. So, yeah, it's good. I guess the second team that we could talk about: Giannis, Kawhi, Karis LeVert, Michael Porter Jr., and Kristaps.
Karis LeVert impressed me in this bubble.
Yeah, I mean, like that Nets team wasn't very good coming in, but he was able to help them at least win a couple games, lock up that 7 seed still. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they can make some. I doubt they can make some noise against a very good Toronto team.
But they could take a game.
But yeah, I mean, it's just experience. It's playoff experience for young players. Maybe, like you said, they'll steal a game or something like that. Maybe a home game. Just well, I guess there's no home or away. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, they just Karis LeVert might pop off and get 40. And
You might just win a game. Yes. Yes, there's no home advantage. So, yes, those all NBA teams were. I think they were rightfully chosen.
Yeah,
I mean, there
for sure.
really wasn't much debate. So, I guess moving on, then we can talk about. You want to talk about the playing game a little bit?
Yeah, I mean the playing game was one of the most entertaining basketball games I've seen. I mean, it is such a good game. Leads were changing. The Memphis would go up. Not Toronto, Jesus. Portland would go up. Ja was going off. Damian Lillard was going off. But I think the most impressive player in this game was freaking Yusuf Nurkic, man. That guy had 22 points and 21 rebounds.
Wow.
6 assists and 2 blocks and 2 steals. That guy was doing everything. Ja almost brought the game back. But CJ comes in, crunch time, hits clutch threes, and then with, I think, like 25 seconds left, 26. I know about 26 seconds left. The Trailblazers up 3. Melo just nails a contested corner 3 to give him the 6-point lead, and it was a dagger. I was going crazy. I love Melo. I was going crazy.
I saw on Twitter Skip Bayless actually tweet that Dame didn't make a single field goal in the fourth quarter.
Dude, I hate Skip.
I know.
He made free throws. I mean, he got to the line.
He's having some weird beef with Dame, but yeah, I mean, Memphis blew an 8-point lead in the fourth quarter to but I mean, even if they did win this game, they would still have to play another one.
Yeah, they'd have to win another one. And I mean, it sucks for the Grizzlies because, before this shutdown, they were the 8th seed and they were probably going to keep it in the new format. But I mean, everybody had the same shot. I mean, Portland.
I mean, they literally just had to win like one more game, and they lost. They won what, like two of eight, something like that.
Yeah, they did not do good. I mean, they did lose Jaren Jackson Jr., but I mean, Jaw only played good in the games they won. So I mean, when he wasn't doing good, their team's kind of terrible. Like I
I mean, he
mean,
played good in this game, but
Dylan Brooks was terrible the
ultimately,
whole bubble except for maybe one game and then this game. Brandon Clark was all. I mean, Brandon Clark was all right for me. It's just that team when they lost Jaren hurt. I mean, the way you got to look at it in a positive, this team is going to be so good in the future. Jaw is going to be so good.
yeah, I mean, the Memphis. I mean, like we talked about this year, they were projected to
Be
not
one of the worst
be
teams in the league.
one of the worst teams in the league, and for them to be an eighth seed for most of the year and then just fall so short of making the playoffs.
It's still a positive season for them in my eyes.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll take this any day. I mean, they don't get a high draft pick like they would if they tanked, but at least they kind
They
of
showed real promise.
progress.
Jaren and Jaw both became borderline all-star type players, and Brandon Clark emerged into one of the best rookies in the league. So I mean, Jonas Valanciunas is a solid piece. They're got a good team. I mean, it's gonna be hard. I mean, I see for the next couple of years till Jaw hits superstar level, and maybe they add one more good piece, or if someone like Dylan Brooks or Kyle Anderson could take a big step, they're just going to be fighting for the 8th seed in the West for the next couple of years. Because, I mean, the Suns are going to be up there fighting for it. The Mavericks are always going to be there fighting for it. The Pelicans, if Zion gets healthy, are going to be fighting for it even higher, which will push teams like the Jazz and the Mavericks down. So it's going to be a contested 8th seed for the next couple of years. But, I mean, if Ja can get more talent around him and reach that superstar level, they're going to be absurd.
They're going to be a very good team, yeah. So I guess we can move on then to that first round matchup between the Blazers and the Lakers. We'll start in the West.
Sounds good to me. I mean, this is worst case scenario for the Lakers, but they're still going to win. But it's just like I think Lakers in 6. I think Dame is going to have his games where the Lakers aren't going to have enough perimeter guards to throw at him because you can't put LeBron on Dame all game.
It might be uncomfortable for the Lakers a little bit,
but I still think they'd take it in the end.
I'm gonna say maybe 5. I could see them taking a game.
I just see Dame having a 50-point game in there and making it impossible for the Lakers to win. And then I don't know if like CJ and Melo start getting hot, then it's just the Lakers are lacking perimeter guarding right now. With they lost Avery Bradley, who's probably arguably besides LeBron and Anthony Davis their best defender, and then you add J.R. Smith and Dion Waiters, who couldn't play defense if their life depended on it. And I just see those perimeter guys going crazy. Anthony Davis kind of did struggle in the bubble, but it's because the Lakers probably did not care. They were just out there. No. So, I mean, the only positive thing about the Anthony Davis matchup, they have Nurkic and Whiteside to throw at him, so at least they have the bigs to throw at him. But it's like, Melo, losing Trevor Ariza hurt them, because Trevor Ariza could at least stay with LeBron the whole game. You wouldn't lock him up, but at least he could slow him down. But like Melo and CJ and Mario Hezonja are not guarding LeBron.
I don't know. Mario Hezonja blocked LeBron for the game winner. What, only he was on the Bulls or the Knicks, I think.
I thought that was this year. Was that not this year on the Trailblazers? If so, it was probably.
It might have been.
It's probably on the Suns. I think that's who drafted him.
I swear it was last year.
Magic, maybe? I don't know who drafted him. He's a bum.
I think it was the Knicks.
But yeah, I mean, Lakers win this. I think it's going to be 5 or 6, and the Lakers are going to move on. But this next series, this is the it's probably the first round besides the Miami Heat that I'm most excited about. It's Chris Paul versus James Harden. The revenge of Chris Paul. They traded him. He becomes an all-star again, leads this Thunder team to the 5th spot, and they play the Rockets in the first round, where Westbrook probably will not be playing at least the first 2 games, maybe the whole series.
Well, I still think the Rockets are going to win this series.
I got Thunder in 7.
Oh, okay.
I think. I mean, if they don't have Westbrook,
I didn't think we'd disagree on a series, but okay, that's good.
If they don't have Westbrook, that whole offense is based around Westbrook now. And I mean, it's just the Thunder. I mean, yeah, they got Steven Adams, who's not going to be a hard guard, but he's going to just control the glass, because Steven Adams can stay with PJ Tucker and be okay. He's going to control the glass. Shai Gilgeous is one of the best rebounding guards in the league, so he's going to dominate the boards. I mean, Gallo. No one's going to be able to guard Gallinari really that well. I don't know, dude. I like the Thunder. Without Westbrook, I think the Thunder are clearly better because the Thunder have perimeter guards like Andre Roberson and Shea that they can throw at Harden, and you really just got to lock him down. And
I think. Oh,
the
sorry.
big thing with these Rockets teams and how they've been playing defense is since they're playing with no big man, they're moving all over the place. So one like little small lapse in their judgment and there's a wide open shooter in the corner just because of the way they're playing and how fast they're playing. So I don't know. I think Chris Paul's got the fire inside him, and I think the Thunder take this in 7.
I think if Russell Westbrook is gone for only 2 games, maybe 3, the Rockets will win. But I guess, like you said, if he's gone for 4 or 5,
He's gone for the whole series. It'd be tough.
It starts to look bad. But James Harden is that guy.
Oh, not in the playoffs. Come on now. He ain't never been that guy in the playoffs.
Yeah, but he's
Chris
in the
Paul.
bubble.
Chris
He's
Paul. Yeah,
solely on basketball. He has no
strip clubs.
No strip clubs. That's what I'm meaning. I think he can. I don't know if he will. So
yeah, it's gonna be. I think this is gonna be probably the best first round series. Is that fair to say? This is gonna be like the closest and the most entertaining. Because once you go like over to the East, they're not gonna be that good. It's gonna be one sided. And then I guess we get into the next one. I feel like this next series is not gonna be exciting at all because I feel like they're 2 pretty boring teams, and I feel like Utah lacks the offense to beat Denver. I think Denver takes us in 5.
Plus, with Michael Porter Jr. getting as much.
He made all NBA second team for the bubble. He's been playing like a madman. To Denver in 5. It's gonna be so easy. It's gonna be such a boring series.
The best center in the league.
Yeah, best center in the league. Yes, they have Rudy Gobert, but it's like Donovan Mitchell's there. But besides that, losing Bogdan,
have the offense that Jokic does.
Losing Bojan is what hurt them so bad because he was their actual best scorer. Let's be honest. He hit 2 buzzer beaters this year. He's averaging like 21 points. He was so good. Jordan Clarkson is not going to carry your second unit scoring. Mike Conley has been terrible.
Donovan Mitchell's just been all right.
Yeah, he's just been. And Mike Conley's been terrible. Their offense is not there, and their defense for having the best defensive player in the league. Which Rudy Gobert is a good defender, but he can't do anything besides block. And it's just their defensive ratings have been terrible. Their offense is lackluster. I think Denver they could sweep them. Honestly, I can see Donovan Mitchell going off and taking a game, but I think Denver is just too damn talented. I would not be surprised if they just sweep this.
You think so?
I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think it will, but that wouldn't surprise me. Denver's much better than Utah.
Like you said, the Jazz they're a good team, don't get me wrong, but just in a loaded West, it's going to be very hard for them to try to accomplish anything. Even if they do make it out of the first round, they're most likely going to be playing the Clippers. Both these teams. And we've already talked about we think it's going to be a Lakers-Clippers Western Conference Finals matchup, so it's kind of just trying to make some noise, get some more experience, especially with this whole bubble scenario going on. Trying to make the most of it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And then in the last game of the Western Conference, we have the Clippers and the Mavericks.
This is going to be a good series.
It's going to be a good series for sure. Luka's one of the best players in the league. Kristaps has been performing very well.
Kristaps and Luka are 2 of the best players in the bubble. That's just what making me think. And honestly, I can see this going 7 games because I can see I can see it. I'm envisioning a 20 to 30 point game from Seth Curry when he hits like 6 or 7 threes, and he just because he does that. Like he's one of the most steady shooters in the league. He's always in the highest in field goal percentage. I can see him and they just Kawhi and Paul George just focus in and lock down Luka, lock down Kristaps, and then Tim Hardaway Jr. and Seth Curry can beat him. I can just see that happening for a game.
Yeah, the thing is also the Clippers are kind of like how the Warriors were, where they have so many players that if someone doesn't perform well, someone's going to step up and score points for them.
Yeah, especially with the Clippers have been kind of sloppy in the bubble, but they played without Lou Will and Montrezl Harrell, and
the depth they have on the team. We already talked about, we think Montrezl Harrell is one of the most important players in that team.
Oh yeah, he's easily. Montrezl Harrell is he's like him and Lou Will are the spark plugs. They come off the bench, but they play just as much minutes as the starters. But they come off with that second unit. and they spark it, and then you get into the fourth quarter, and then you got Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Montrezl Harrell, Lou Will, and normally Pat Bev all out on the same floor, and it's just oh man. I mean, I could see this going 7 games, but I think Clippers in 6.
I can see realistically 6 games.
Clippers
I can
in
see
6.
I can see Luka stepping up and winning them 2 games.
Yeah, because Luka going crazy, but I don't think he has enough to get a whole series over Kawhi Leonard, who's arguably probably right now in this like current time the best playoff player.
Yeah, we will see.
I don't think the Mavericks have it in them to get past
They don't have
the
enough.
Clippers.
I don't think they have it in to win, but you never know. Could be a chance.
So then, do you want to? Are we going? Do you want to go all the way through to our final prediction, or you want to wait till like the second round starts and go round by round? What do you feel?
We'll just do the East first, and then we'll. You mean like the second round matchups?
Yeah. Okay. You want to do that right now, or you want to wait till like the second round?
Do it.
So right now, for me in the second round, I had Lakers and Thunder. You had Lakers and Rockets. I think we can both agree, even though we disagreed on the the Rockets and the Thunder, that Lakers realistically take whoever they're playing in 5 to 7 games.
They will win.
Yeah, they realistically, the Lakers are winning that. Doesn't matter who they're playing. I feel like if it is the Rockets who make it through, Westbrook gets healthy, I realistically think the Rockets, just because of the sheer star power of that backcourt, that they could take them to 7, but I don't see them beating the Lakers.
The Rockets would definitely give them more trouble, I think, for sure. It would be harder for them to at least make it seem easy.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't see the Rockets beating them in a full 7-game series. No. I mean, we've seen them beat them in the bubble. We've seen them beat them in the regular season, but 7 straight games of
it's just, bro, PJ Tucker is not guarding AD, bro.
Not for 7 games straight.
No, AD is averaging 40 points in that series, dog. You can't tell me he's not if they're playing the Rockets.
No, he will. I mean, like even LeBron, who's bigger than any player on that team.
Like for some teams, the Rockets small ball, like when you have like a Rudy Gobert, a Jokic, like just a paint defending slow big guy, it messes them up because they just run all over you. AD is fast and athletic as shit, bro.
He's like another guard in a big's body.
Like PJ Tucker, Robert Covington, like you're gonna have to bring Tyson Chandler out from the 13th spot to try to stop AD, but Tyson Chandler ain't stopping him. Like AD would average 40 on the Rockets in the 7-game series. It's just the Lakers aren't losing. And then you go to the Thunder and I think the Thunder are going to win purely off the fact that Westbrook probably won't be playing. The Thunder are a great comeback. Great, wow, what a Cinderella story, but dude, they don't got it to beat the Lake. No.
No. So, anyways, in that other side then, we agreed probably Nuggets, Clippers, correct?
Yeah, definitely Nuggets, Clippers. That's going to be a hell of a series that I can see going either way. Like, I think that's a 7-game series for sure, especially with the way Michael Porter Jr.'s been playing, with Jamal Murray coming back, Bol maybe doing something. Gary Harris will be back, Will Barton will be back. That's a deep team versus a deep team, and I think Clippers in a very close 7-game series.
Yeah, you think 7 games.
I think Jokic is just so good, and they don't have the bigs to do anything.
Do you think Denver has a chance to beat them?
Yes, that's a close 7. It can go either way. It's a toss-up for me. I really think, because we talked about this in an earlier pod, I think if any team is going to spoil the Battle of LA in the conference finals, it's going to be Denver. Like, I know we say this every year, and I feel like every year for like the last 5 years, we're like, yeah, Denver could make it to the finals. But I realistically think that Denver could beat the Clippers and the Lakers. I don't think they will. I think Clippers will pull it out in a close 7 games, because if you're in a game 7 in a close game, who do you have more faith in, Jokic or Kawhi Leonard? Kawhi has shown it time and time again. He hit the buzzer beater to send his team into the finals. He's so cold. He gets to that mid-range, and he's going to hit a shot. I mean, I think it's going to come down to the last few possessions in this just an insane 7-game series.
I mean, yeah, if Michael Porter Jr. can drop 20-plus points a game, if Jokic can drop a near triple-double like he usually does.
And then Jamal Murray just hits shots, and then you have like people like Gary Harris and Will Barton hitting shots, playing defense, Bol getting rebounds and making people freak out about half-court passes in the bubble. I don't know.
Before we continue any further, we have a fan question. Actually,
Oh, we do.
we wanted to know, who do you think will be the next coach of the New Orleans Pelicans now that?
Man, I don't. I think Alvin Gentry should go to Chicago, but do you know I can see being the Pelicans coach? Kenny
I mean,
Atkinson, the guy the
okay.
net. I don't know. Kenny developed that young D'Lo team and made them like with D'Lo and Karis LeVert. He developed both of those guys, and he made that scrappy Nets team that made it to the playoffs and took a game off the Sixers when Sixers were at full torque. And I feel like the only reason he got fired is because you have Kyrie and Kevin Durant running the show like LeBron would. So I feel like if those two never came and it was still D'Lo, he would be there, and he can develop young talent, and he's a young coach. You want to put him with the? I think Kenny
I feel like
Atkinson.
getting something, yeah.
I think Kenny Atkinson is either going to be the Bulls or the Pelicans coach. He's a damn
I've
good
seen
coach.
names such as Ty Lue and Jason Kidd.
I've
getting
seen Ty
thrown
Lue
in
and
there,
Jason
too.
Kidd. Jason Kidd's a terrible coach. Ty Lue's a good coach. I like Ty Lue.
I mean, Jason Kidd's only. I mean, he's just on the Lakers, and they're winning because they're the Lakers. It's not like
Yeah.
it's because Jason Kidd's
Although I
he
did.
did with the Bucks team.
I did gain more respect for Frank Vogel. I thought he wasn't really coaching that team. After I listened to the huddle of him drawing up the play for the Kuzma 3, and that was like an actual play and not just dumb luck, I was like, all right, this guy. But I mean, I knew Frank Vogel can coach because I'm a Heat fan, and I watched like 2 to 3 years of Frank Vogel versus Eric Spoelstra in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kenny Atkinson would be a really cool coach. I feel like Jason Kidd would be all right. I feel like Giannis loves Jason Kidd, obviously, because he was his coach in the Bucks before he was fired, and they were like real buddy buddy. Like I'm pretty sure Giannis tried to not get him fired, so he's a good.
Yeah, he did.
Giannis liked him, so I mean, if Giannis liked him and he helped develop Giannis into what Giannis is, he could be a good coach for Zion. I just think Kenny Atkinson is the best choice though, and I hope Alvin Gentry gets the Chicago job because he's a good coach and he was stupid that he got fired.
It was just a tough situation for the Pelicans. I mean, when you go 2-8 in the bubble, you kind of need to blame someone, I guess.
Yeah, you got to blame someone to keep the fans happy. Everyone's mad
Yeah.
because Zion didn't play, but it's like, dude, I guarantee you that wasn't Alvin Gentry's decision.
If he wasn't healthy, we don't know the situation.
Yeah, but I mean, Alvin Gentry's a good coach. He would be fun in Chicago, but I hope Kenny Atkinson does get the job. Kenny Atkinson or Jason Kidd or I like Ty Lue. We should bring David Blatt back. What happened to that guy? He almost won an NBA Finals and then got fired.
It happens.
Oh yeah, but no, Kenny Atkinson's really dope.
So, where do we leave off at? Are we on the Eastern Conference or are we on the Conference Finals?
We are on the Battle of LA.
Battle of LA. So we were saying Lakers probably make it to the Conference Finals no matter what. You said we talked about possibly Nuggets.
Possibly the Nuggets, but probably the Clippers.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's what the world wants.
Everyone wants to see Lakers Clippers, and once it gets to there, it's anyone's bowl game. I mean, it could for sure go to 7 quite easily. It could. Either one of those teams has a chance of winning that.
Mm-hmm.
A pretty fair chance of both of them, I'd say.
I mean, I hope it goes to a 7, but I don't know. I could see it just going 6 or 7.
I could see one team just getting momentum and
yeah.
kinda
So
just
this is
games.
why I say this now, and before I say this, I want you to know I love you. Clippers in 6.
Yikes!
Clippers in 6.
You're talking about them almost losing to the Nuggets, but beating the Lakers in 6 games.
Yeah, I think I like. I telling you, bro. I like the Nuggets. I don't know. I just feel like the Lakers don't have a bench. The Nuggets do. Dwight Howard is not going to be anything, and JaVale McGee are not going to be anything to worry about in the conference finals. They lost Avery Bradley, which it doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a lot. Rondo is not good once he comes back. Alex Caruso is not good. They have 3 good players on that team and a bunch of decent role players. And then you look at the Lakers, and they have. Not the Lakers, the Clippers. I like in a 7-game series, it comes down to depth more than anything for me, and that's why I think the Clippers will take it.
That hurts me.
I know, that's why I prefaced with "I love you."
No,
that's why I prefaced it. I said I'm sorry, but I've been saying this since our first pod we did. I think the Clippers are winning it. I'm not switching up now. I gotta ride this wave out. I know you have Lakers in 7 or 6, so.
maybe your ideas will change once we get to the conference finals.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We'll get there. We'll watch the playoffs. The Lakers had a terrible bubble, so it didn't convince me too well. But hey, my ideas can change. There's still a lot of time till October when this stuff happens.
Well, I guess then we'll move on to the East and
Bucks and 4. Bucks and 4, brother. Not close.
We don't need to talk about that.
I mean, do you want to talk about last year's first round series, Bucks and Pistons? I'm pretty sure it was 25 points, 25 points, 32 points, 16 points, and 20 points. Were all 4 games. The Bucks are sweeping them. Bucks are sweeping them.
All right, well then next game.
Pacers
and Heat.
Heat and 5. Bro,
I mean, TJ Warren, he's a
bum.
Shown he's kind of human at times.
He's Jeremy Lin, brother. He's the bubble Jeremy Lin. He's fallen off.
He's having a good week or two, and then he's gonna just go back to normal.
Jimmy guarded. TJ Warren did not guard Jimmy really at all, and Jimmy guarded on their rematch game like a week ago or whatever. Jimmy guarded TJ Warren on 25 possessions. TJ Warren shot 3 shots and scored 2 points. He's out of the equation. He is a bum. Their only good players are perimeter players, and the Heat have the best perimeter defense in the league. It's 5 or 4 games for me. I mean, Brogdon is not going to be able to go off when he's getting guarded by Jimmy Butler, Iguodala, Jay Crowder, and Bam Adebayo on switches. And Bam Bam even talked about it in a press game because some media was poking fun at how Myers Turner took his spot in Team USA. And he said, do you think you're on the same level as Myers Leonard, or do you think he's not Leonard Turner, or do you think he's close to you? And Bam goes, I'm one of a kind. Bam is averaging like 22 and 10 in this series and just dumpstering this team. Without Sabonis, they're not winning.
Yeah, so I think Heat are definitely going to win this within, I'd say 6 games max, but I'll give you 5. I'll say 5.
I think TJ Warren will have a magical game, and that's what's going to take
Pacers just don't have enough in them to compete. He's got a lot of scores. They've got just a good team that works together real well. So it's gonna be hard for the Pacers to win this anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
So the East is a lot easier to figure out than the West.
I mean, once you get into the second round, though, it's not as easy. But this first round matchups, I think we can both agree Celtics in 5 or 6. I mean, Embiid without Simmons.
Celtics easily.
Embiid is going to have those 40-20 type games, and he could win them 2 games. But is he going to be able to carry 4 wins over probably the most talented team in the East?
Yeah, no. I mean, Jason Tatum's going to be playing like he means it. Jaylen Brown's hopefully going to keep stepping it up.
He's so good. Marcus Smart is so good. Gordon Hayward is so good. Kemba Walker has been... I feel like because Kemba starting off towards the end of the season, he was looking, his legs were dead. Because when Kemba shoots a 3, that boy jumps like he's trying to dunk.
He jumps.
But towards the end of the season, he was not. He did not have the explosiveness. And watching him in the bubble, man, he looks more explosive than he's ever been. I mean, I can see Kemba averaging 30 points.
I hope so.
I love Kemba. Kemba is so good.
Kemba. I felt so bad he was stuck in Charlotte.
And now he's playing for something meaningful. I feel like, with Daniel Theis, whatever his name is, he's a bum. And Enes Kanter, they're not going to be able to do anything to Joel Embiid. But who else? I mean, Josh Richardson has to play like he played in Miami. And Tobias Harris has to play like his contract says. He's a bum, too. Tobias sucks. And the Sixers, I hate the Sixers. I hope the Celtics sweep them. I hope the Celtics sweep them, but I feel like Joel Embiid is too good to get swept. And that's why I think it's Celtics in 5 or 6.
I got you. I'd say 5. Maybe even, I'd say 5.
5 or 6. I feel like Joel Embiid is just going to have those games, but it's just the Celtics they probably are the deepest team in this playoffs. So roster-wise.
Maybe Raptors, which is the next game.
Raptors in 5.
Raptors Nets.
Raptors in 5. I feel like Karis LeVert has a game and that's it. Raptors in 5.
I think Raptors in 4.
Yeah, it's 4 or 5. For me, I feel like Karis LeVert's going to drop 40. And they're going to magically win a game by 2 points. But I mean, it's 5 games, 4 games, it don't matter. The Raptors are winning.
It doesn't matter. Raptors are winning that.
Raptors are winning.
So back to the top then. Milwaukee Heat.
Man, this one has me so torn because the Bucks are so good. But the Bucks never show off in the playoffs, and the Heat are the only team that have been able to do anything to the Bucks. And Bam can guard Giannis. Heat in 7. Heat and 7.
Bucks in 6 or 7.
Heat and it's a homer pick. It's definitely a biased pick, but I think if any team's gonna beat them, it's the Heat. And I'll take it. I'm saying Heat win this. Going on with my day.
I mean, I'll let you have it, but I'm just gonna be the more realistic one and say 6 or 7 for the Bucks.
And then
but no, I could see if the Heat win. I mean, we'll have to talk about this again after the first round.
They're the only team that has ever been close in the East to doing something to them. Yeah, the last time they played in the bubble, they blew like a 20-something point lead, but there was no Jimmy, and Bam had like 4 fouls in the second quarter.
And it'll be a good series.
It will be such a good series, man. I mean, the fact that like you're even saying the Heat could take them to 7 shows that they could win it. It's gonna go. It's gonna go either way. I feel like Bam is just so good. Jimmy, they just got so much defense. And the thing is, the Milwaukee Bucks are the worst. The Milwaukee Bucks defensive scheme is let them shoot. That's their thing all season. They let you shoot wide open threes. And Miami is the best 3-point shooting league in the team in the league. So I mean, if Duncan Robinson, because you never know how Duncan's gonna play in the playoffs, because this is his first year of actually playing. So I mean, if Duncan's a dud in the playoffs, like he very well could be, because he's never been there. But the way I see it is, that whole it's the playoffs, it's the environment thing does not matter this year because there's no fans, nothing. So I feel like Duncan is just going to keep being contagious because he's a skinny white guy who is feasted in open gyms.
It's going to be like open gym, yeah.
He played D3 basketball at the start of his college career. He's used to playing with no one. I mean, just the way the Bucks play defense, I can just see. Like, Jay Crowder has been one of the best steady shooters in the bubble. He shot like 33 threes and shooting 60%. Duncan is the best shooter in the league. Tyler Hero is a bucket. Kelly Olynyk is a bucket. Solomon Hill has been like a 3-point shooter. He's not going to actually play, so it doesn't matter, but I wanted to put it out there. Kendrick Nunn can shoot. Goran Dragic can shoot. I feel like if anyone's going to beat him, it's because Jimmy, Iggy, and Bam can throw themselves at Giannis for 48 minutes, and the rest of the team can shoot. But it could go either way. I'm just saying
we will see, Nick.
We will see. I'm so excited. If they lose, as long as they beat the Pacers, I'm happy. But the next matchup, Jesus, the Celtics versus the Raptors. I don't know. I don't want to count the Raptors out because the Celtics are so talented. But like the Raptors are also so deep. It just depends how Norman Powell and OG Anunoby play for me.
Freddie,
Celtics in 6.
Okay.
Celtics in 6.
Yeah, no, I think Celtics are winning the series.
I think Celtics are winning.
I could easily see this going to 7 though.
I think Celtics are winning the East. So I mean, spoiler alert.
I mean, yeah, like I think we already talked about previous podcasts that we both think the Celtics are to be making. We could very much make the finals over. The Bucks. I'd probably say.
Yeah, I mean, so I guess going into the conference finals, I have the Heat, you have the Celtics. I think either way, I think if it's the Heat, it's the Celtics in 5 or 6 because the Heat suck against the Celtics. I think if it's the Bucks, it's Celtics in 7. Either way, I think Celtics are going to the finals.
So you think there's a good chance though that the Bucks can make the finals?
Yeah, definitely. If the Bucks get past the Heat, I think the Heat are realistically the only. I don't know, dude. I feel like
I think the Bucks have as good as a chance as the Celtics right now.
Yeah, I think. All right, I'm gonna back it up. I think if the Bucks get past Miami, who I think are the only team that are actually, I think if the Bucks beat Miami, the Bucks are going to the finals. But in my eyes, I don't think the Bucks are beating Miami, and I think the Celtics wash Miami just the way they play. So I feel it just depends. If Milwaukee gets to the conference finals, I think they're making to the finals. But since I don't think they will, I think it's gonna be the Celtics.
If Giannis loses and if he doesn't even make the conference finals, he's gone, right?
He's going to Miami or Toronto.
He's joining the team that beats him.
He's going to Miami. They're when he's in 2021, they're the only good teams with cap space, and he loves Bam, and he also loves Pascal Siakam. He loves Toronto. He loves Miami. I think if they lose in the second round, that guy is just gone. I mean, he still has all of next year, right?
No, I think this is it, right? Or
is he? I think he's still has one more. I don't know. Regardless, he's gone. He's gone. I know. Let's look at Giannis's contract. Giannis Antetokounmpo contract. Giannis signed a 4-year contract. Free agent 21. Oh, so yeah. So one more season, right? Because this would be the 2020 free class. So he'd have one more season on the Bucks after this one, because this year is like the DeMar DeRozan 2020 free agency. So he'd still have all of next season, yes, but I feel like this would sting if he just loses in the second round here.
Especially in the in this whole bubble format thing. After he's gonna be back-to-back MVPs. I mean,
yeah. So
he's got to do something soon, or
so what is your conference finals then? Because mine as a Heat Celtics, I say Celtics, but you are Celtics Bucks. So what do you think
Celtics
it is?
Bucks, and I think Boston's gonna win 7.
Okay, so we got. So this is it. So I got Lakers Celtics, and no, you got Lakers Celtics. I have Clippers Celtics, but I think we can both agree that it's a 6 or 7 game
It's a
series.
Western Conference team.
It's a 6 or 7 game series where an LA team wins. But I think if it's Lakers Celtics, I think the Celtics have a far bigger chance at beating the Lakers just because, again, depth. And Jason Tatum has almost beat LeBron in the past. I think he could do it again. They have the bodies to throw at AD, kind of, not really, actually, with their bigs. But Jason Tatum can try. I don't know. I think if it's Lakers Celtics, it's Lakers. It's Lakers in 7. And I think if it's Clippers Celtics, it's Clippers in 6. I think LA team's winning it either way. I just think that it would. I feel like the Clippers just have a better. I just think the Clippers are better. I don't think no. It's one of the LA teams are winning. I'm just saying if it is the Lakers and the Celtics, it's going to be a much tougher series. I see it is
winning all in 6 games or less, every single game, every single series.
I don't think so.
Just watch.
I would love to. I love LeBron, but I think the Clippers are better. But yeah, I think it's going to be a good series. I mean, what do you think if the Lakers and the Bucks make it though? What do you think that series is? Do you think that's still 6?
Say that one more time. Sorry.
If Lakers and Bucks are in the finals, do you think that's 6? Because I think that's not. I think that's 7 in either way, just because of Chris Middleton and Giannis can guard AD and LeBron.
I could see that one being the toughest matchup for the Lakers.
Besides the Clippers. That is, I mean, Giannis is probably the best defender in the league. Honestly, he's not going to win Defensive Player of the Year. AD's probably going to win it, but I think Giannis is probably the most impactful defender in the league. And if Giannis can show up, he's never showed up in the playoffs. So, like, hell, the freaking Orlando Magic might sweep him, you know?
Yeah, we kind of just got to watch the first round matchups and kind of see how
and then we can reevaluate and, come around. But, I think we both have an LA team and the Celtics in the finals. So that's the general consensus here. We think the Celtics are making it out of the East and one of the LA teams are making it out of the West.
But we will for sure be back in a week's time to
talk about what's happening. First round won't be over, but we've seen. Will it be over?
I don't think any teams will, even if there's a sweep, it'll be over yet. But we'll be able to. It'll be at least 2-3 games in. I'd say
that we can reevaluate and see how these teams are playing in the bubble with the playoff feel.
Well, anything else you would like to talk about with this whole?
No, I think we covered it. Nice and dandy. We had some good disagreements once we got later in the playoffs. I loved it. It's Clippers all the way. I'll leave it at that.
I guess with that, I'll send them off.
You do your thing, boo.
All right. Well, thank you guys for listening to another NBA podcast. We're very excited for these playoffs to return, and like we said, we have our predictions, but anything can happen.
Oh, so. This is going to be. I mean, the thing we were most excited for that we don't know really who's going to be in it because it was always Warriors and LeBron, and then once LeBron was out of the East, it was Warriors, and I mean, we all thought it was going to be probably the Sixers last year, but it ended up being the Raptors. But still, we all knew generally what the finals were going to be, and like me and Jacob have said, I wouldn't be surprised if it was Denver in the finals versus Miami or Toronto, Like, I'm not trying to write Toronto. Toronto could very well go to the finals this year. Again, the Bucks could go to the finals, the Heat could go to the finals, the Celtics could go to the finals, and in the West, the Lakers, the Clippers, or the Nuggets, maybe... No, not the... Shut up, Nick. The Rockets aren't beating the Lakers. I already discussed Anthony Davis dropping 40 a game. But... there's 3 legitimate teams in the West and 4 legitimate teams in the East that we think that could go to the finals, and that's the first time we can probably say this in the last 10 years because of LeBron just going crazy in the East and then the Warriors dynasty. So, I mean, this is like It's gonna be the best playoffs probably of our basketball fandom. I think that's fair to say. Like the most like tight knit, like dark horsey teams making it type vibe.
I'm excited. It's gonna be good.
Because like,
I
dude,
hope-
I really think the Raptors could go to the finals because of how like just good their
like,
team is.
I was very mixed between the Celtics and the Raptors. I mean, Raptors could easily get to the conference finals, face the Bucks, upset the Bucks there, and then be back in the finals.
They're the. I mean, there's a reason they're the second seed and went like what 6-7-1 in the bubble, and they went on like a 14-game win streak this year. Because dude, that team is so good. Freddie VanVleet's so good. Kyle Lowry's so good. Pascal Siakam's so good. Norman Powell and OG Anunoby are great role players. Marc Gasol and Serge Ibaka are great role players. Like their team is good. Oh man, basketball! Yes, starts tomorrow. Starts tomorrow. 1:30. I'm just sad the first game is the Jazz and the Nuggets. Like, dude,
What a lame way to.
what a lame way to start. I'm gonna watch every freaking second of it, but I'm not happy about it.
Yeah, I won't enjoy it.
I will not be happy. I don't even think I'm gonna be home, but I'm definitely pulling it up my phone. I don't care. I mean, I'm not gonna enjoy watching Jokic just destroy the Jazz, but it's playoff basketball and I'm watching it.
All right.
But I think with that being said, Jacob, hit him with it before we keep talking for another hour.
like I said, thank you guys again, and next week we'll be back with some more in depth about the first rounds matchups so far and the games going on. So, thank you, and see you next Sunday. Bye.